Hi, I'm the Sugar Ray, and it is the day after the debate. I thought about live streaming, but I only have like 10 minutes, so I'm not going to do that. The debate put out some interesting things for me. Again, Bernie was very good at putting out his platform for people to see, his Medicare for All. He's the only real anti-war candidate there is, or as close to one as we can have. There was a bunch of hemming and hawing in like a conservative type framing where everyone would talk about what conditions they would use to kill a foreign dignitary. And these questions interest me because the people that want to keep bombing shit have to navigate around how we've already universally decided that what Trump did is a dumb idea. But they also want to talk about how they definitely would do that if they could or had to. I don't think Andrew Yang is gonna make it all the way, but he's still doing a really good job in the debates of getting his actual message out there and getting support for UBI, which I don't think is a terrible idea in itself, but more than that, like I said in my other video about Democratic candidates, money's a thing we made up. Joe Biden is doing an interesting strategy where he keeps talking about these causes that he put up 30 years ago and 25 years ago and referencing them. And he's doing this to seem akin to Bernie and how Bernie has been going for the same causes for 30 years. The difference is that Joe Biden has dropped those causes. This is the first we're hearing about some of this stuff. Some of it seems like a pretty good idea. Too bad he hasn't been fighting for that for 30 years. He fought for it once and quit. The question in my mind comes up is, what have you been doing for 30 years? And were those actually your ideas, Joe? Were those your ideas, Joe? Are you just misremembering someone else's ideas? Is there an actual talented senator that got thrown away because they had a stance and ideas, and you don't? Joe? What room are you in, Joe? Who are the people around? Amy Klobuchar continues to annoy me by not having stances, not having real stances. I feel like, between her and Pete, they have a bunch of mushy fake stances that they bounce through over and over. They're like, oh, we have this complex approach, we have this complex idea, it's really hard to explain, but we're gonna do it good. But what is it? You have more than an hour available on the internet. I put out several hour-long videos where I talk about long, nuanced ideas. You can do that too. You can do that, Amy. You can do it, Pete. You can nibble on that idea. Pedo, you don't have to nibble. You can take a good hard bite. But what I've learned about Amy Klobuchar supporters and Pete supporters is that they're the people that have drunken the Kool-Aid the most. They're committed to being terrible people and believing in terrible, dumb things that won't help anyone. The Joe Biden supporters, they just want a Democrat to win. They'll get behind Bernie. The Yang supporters are following an actually pretty good idea and have good ideas about how they want to bring things to life, how they want to help people. And I think they'll be able to fall behind Bernie pretty easily because Bernie has a couple very direct, very clean things to talk about how they'll improve people's lives. The Pete and Amy what's the last name? Mayor Pete. The people that support formerly Mayor Pete and the people that support Amy strike me as the kind of people who have hardcore bought into this wonkery of we need to be moderate, we need to appeal to Republicans, as if a watered down Democratic campaign would appeal to Republicans, and as if, well, take your guns away appeals to Republicans. The things that appeal to good Republicans and everyday people are the things that are simple and can help them, which is why Bernie Sanders has the best overall appeal. It's why Bernie Sanders brings in voters that wouldn't otherwise come. During the caucus, I saw a lot of people that supported Pete and supported Amy, but there are a lot of wonks. A lot more people genuinely support Warren and Bernie. And Amy people, the people that support Amy said the word moderate so much, I wanted to puke on them. Not just puke, because I did want to puke, but I wanted to puke onto their faces. I wanted to let them know how disgusting they were. Amy's so moderate. So, in the caucus, when the Amy Klobuchar people broke up, a lot of them went to Pete. So, I'm thinking they're sharing a lot of the same neuroses there. And Pete only did so well in the caucuses because a lot of the wonkier Democrats that go for him or go for Pete had to settle for Pete. I almost would prefer they settle for Amy Klobuchar. I don't know why Pete has a bigger appeal than her, other than he maybe has a bigger campaign. He's definitely a more dishonest person than Amy Klobuchar. Amy Klobuchar has been working in Congress to get things passed and has worked with Bernie on some of Bernie's really good ideas. It would be nice if she had some good ideas for her current campaign, but she doesn't. But I do trust her more than I trust Pete, which is not at all, because I am not convinced that Pete is a real person. The other big thing that I think I haven't mentioned in a video that is very mentionable is that the media is trying to frame that the people that vote for Bernie won't for other people. And they've been framing this as this idea that that's bad and that Bernie supporters are bad. They're forgetting that Bernie Sanders has a draw. Most of the new people that caucused for the first time were drawn there because of Bernie Sanders and supported Bernie Sanders first. The 6,000, and those people are not appealed to by normal Democrats, by wonky, moderate Democrats, as they say in the old country. No, Bernie Sanders has an appeal to moderate people, independent people, working people, Republicans. Bernie Sanders draws in voters, and to blame him for other candidates being completely inept when it comes to drawing in voters is dumb, is not correct. And it strikes me as irresponsible and dishonest to even imply that much. Bernie Sanders is the candidate that draws in people. And how they've cited it, that Bernie Sanders supporters won't vote for other people, how they've framed it, that Bernie Sanders supporters won't transfer to other people, is dishonest. Because the candidates simply don't draw new people. They're dividing up the boring, hardcore Democrats. The boring Democrats that buy into this news, that buy into the hashtags resist. The really boring, dumb people that don't help anyone. Well, I should say dumb. They're very smart. They're so smart. Intelligence does this thing where the human brain is a justification engine. And the smarter someone is, the easier it is for them to construct a world where their wrong beliefs have a complex and intricate working and strategy and reasoning for it. So if you listen to one of these wonks that believe in Mayor Pete, they will paint you a worldview of complete fantasy where everything works one way but ideally points to Pete solving all the problems, but has nothing to do in reality. Because like I said in my previous video, democratic ideas fail not because they're not supported, but because they're never meant to succeed. And Mayor Pete, Amy Klobuchar, and even Biden will go along with this. But I don't think Biden supporters are as into the Kool-Aid as Amy Klobuchar supporters and Pete supporters. So I don't know when I'm going to get this video edited. It might just be at my friend's house on his couch before we play a game tonight. And then I'll try to get this up Saturday, Sunday. I am still making videos. I'm at this peaceful kind of place in my life where I don't feel the need to do it all the time. This is like an experiment to see if I can still make good videos without the undying need for attention and quality? Is that the right? That's probably not the right word. Without the need to make a video that I've had before. My channel's content feels complete, like beginning to end, like I've done it. It feels like a masterwork. I've made it in a way. It just doesn't have eyeballs. I long ago got rid of that goal in mind when it came to like making stuff. I feel like everything else I make is just gonna be like bonus. And it's a very exciting feeling and it's a very calm feeling. Like I was thinking about the other day, I'm like, I don't need to make a video this week, so I didn't. And then I watched the finale to The Good Place, and it was about being at a place of peace. It was about the good place, about paradise being the time to interact with the people you love and do the things you like. And that's a really good feeling and a really good message and really great critique of what we think of as heaven or the afterlife or what we want. And we should really try doing that on Earth in our real lives. So that's kind of been my goal, just to enjoy the people I'm with and enjoy my life and really soak up the time. I do believe in fighting for the causes of Bernie Sanders, and I'm not saying that I'm going to get comfortable with this and just shut off my whole vision of the world, but I only get one life, folks. YOLO. I've worked and happened into a comfortable place where I can enjoy my friends and I can talk to people and I can watch the sunset and go on walks and hold hands with someone I love. So I'm really gonna try a very balanced approach to YouTube where I don't feel like I have to do something every week. Of course, I already have next week's video shot. I'm having surgery. I'm not currently on drugs, so that's a good question. And I'm gonna try to quickly edit and get this video up so that we can see it on Saturday or Sunday, the weekend after the debate. Because really now the main desire I have is to write fiction, and I do. I actually started this fun task of I've started binding my previous works that aren't going to be published into like little books so that I can give or sell them for promotion, and it's very exciting. Is this in shot? Like, yeah, there we go. Veronica Venom and Otherworldly Stories. It's great, and I feel really happy about it. And if you want to support my writing or my videos, you can go on Patreon, leave me a comment, and talk about what you thought. Are you a Mayor Pete supporter? Did I insult you? Because I swear I don't want to. I'm just trying to figure out your head, man. Give this video a like because likes are nice and it makes you feel good to give likes. Maybe check out my Patreon and then you can read what this story is actually about, bro. Bro. Mom, bro. Alright, thanks for watching. I love you and vote for Bernie.